Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bomber Wilder, WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, I got some intel last night. I go intel the other day, and I go a little bit more into detail today about it. Well, about this specific topic. Now, apparently, Deontay Wilder is split on returning because they don't really have the funds. So it's true. It's just not a Terrence Crawford thing, and where they saying that they don't have the money for Terrence Crawford. It's not an isolated incident. They don't really have the money for nobody not named Canelo Alvarez and Floyd Money Mayweather. Okay. So for this point, that's one of the reasons why Deontay Wilder hasn't really decided to return to the boxing rings, because they can't afford Wilder. And we all know that the asking price of Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, they got to around 20 million apiece. And I think Earl Spence is asked for the blind a bigger piece because he brings 3 belts. So the rumor is 25 million for Earl Spence, 20 for Terrence Crawford, and they say they're not worth that amount of money. But they saying that Deontay Wilder is the only fighter that can command that can walk in and command $20 million and get it. So let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And that subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. Check out the Heavyweight Boxing News playlist. So they saying that Deontay Wilder is the only one that can command, that amount of money. He's the only one that could walk in and say, give me $20 million. And one of the reasons that is because his fan base. He built the fan base on free TV where people felt like they watched his career manifest into a world champion. So, but he's the only one. And so it says that both Spencer Crawford needs to come off the high horse. I heard this last night. Understand they are not $20 million fighters. Wilder's the only PBC fighter not named Floyd that can come to the negotiation table and ask for $20 million to start. So the person asks, Wilder can still ask for that not being the champion. He says, is that a joke? Wilder is the only PBC fighter not named Mayweather that's made over $20 million in the fight. Wilder fight purchase $20 million no matter what. Who he fights. If he became undisputed, his purse would have been $30 million a fight. That's why Al Heyman does not want undisputed champions, because they fight purses go up. Wilder's not indecisive. PBC doesn't have no money to give him to come back right now. So there you go. There you go. There you go. So now you want to know why Al Heyman really ain't pushing for Undisputeds. Come on. Now you understand why I said that. I was saying that Al Heyman really didn't want Jermell Charlo. He really didn't want Jermell Charlo to be undisputed. Remember I told y'all that he wanted Jermell Charlo to lose because he knew his fight purse was going to go up to $10 million. That's in their contracts are incentive based. When they get undisputed, it seemed like they money jump up by $10 million or the $10 million of Jermell Charlo case. There you go, right then and there. That's why Al Heyman don't want unifications. When they unify a title, they bag go up. This is why Al Heyman don't really want to pay undisputed, because Earl Spence went undisputed, his purse go up on top of the money he make versus Crawford. You signed the contract. You wrote the contract up, or you co-signed the contract. And he probably said, you know what, I'm just gonna maneuver them through. I'm gonna maneuver them through without getting undisputed. I'm gonna do whatever I can to prevent it. And he couldn't prevent it with Brian Castanos. That's probably why they wasn't recognized. That's probably one of the reasons they wasn't recognizing Bud Belt. That's probably one of the major reasons why they wasn't recognizing Crawford's belt, because they didn't have no intentions on doing that and raising Earl Spence's purse by $10 million. So Al Heyman is against Undisputed because he incentive based their contracts based on it. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. He the one. He the one that wrote. They got the co-signed the contract, wrote it up, whatever he did. He's the one that did that. And now you don't want to pay. Now you don't want to pay. That's crazy. Now you don't want to pony up on the money. So now you get an idea on why Al Heyman really don't really want to do. Now you get an idea why he don't really want to push for Undisputed. Now y'all get an idea on why. So now y'all understand the why, but it never really it never really really dawned on us. But there you go, Jamel Charlo, part of the exposure. I made $10 million defending. How this dude make $10 million? How you make $10 million? And there go your answer right there. There go your answer right there. Want to know why Wilder ain't coming back? They ain't got the money to give him to come back. Wilder said, I make more money outside of boxing. He said that. He said, I make more money outside of boxing. So there we all go. You know, there we all go. Oh, so the money that Errol Spence asking for, he's never made before. Pretty sure Terrence Crawford ain't made before, but Wilder's made that on several occasions, if not more. So Wilder's made that on several occasions, if not more. So, there we go. Now we learning something new every day on how Al Heyman works. People say, "Oh, you know what? Jamel Charlo got $10 million." Well, there you go. Anything is possible, my KG boys. Anything is possible. There you go. Want to know why Al Heyman didn't give Deontay Wilder a unification with Charles Martin? There you go, right then and there. There you go, right then and there. There you go, right then and there. There you go. So only person that's hitting that type of bag over there that them two dudes, Crawford and Spence, asked for is Floyd Mayweather and Deontay Wilder. Probably give you a little bit more insight, on inside why, Floyd don't really like him. Floyd claimed to take the heavyweights out. And he took the heavyweights out of boxing, but Wilder still came back making that cream. So none of this actually surprises me. None of it. So if Deontay Wilder would have became undisputed, his purse would have went from 20 to 30, and Al didn't want to pay them. Anybody you work for is always going to be a complaint. It could be the perfect employer. It could be a job don't get no better than what you got. It's always going to be something to say, it's one thing I don't like about this job. At least one. So with them, But them with Al Heyman, they just got a contract where they can't say nothing. That's all it is. You know, that's just what it is. He got them on hush mode. It's probably a lot of times when you got something to hide or something shady. A lot of times when you got something to hide, you do stuff like that, non-disclosure agreements and all that type of stuff. You know, so you hear rumors about them getting paid once a month. You hear all of that. Getting wire money and all types of stuff you hear. All types of this different stuff. And now all this stuff is starting to leak out. Now you see why he didn't let Wilder unify. Now you seeing why he didn't want to let Deontay Wilder fight Anthony Joshua. Because he would have had to up the bag up. And Al Heyman, in my opinion, he's not upholding his fiduciary duty. That's what he's not doing. He's not upholding his fiduciary duty as their advisor. He's not advising them for the best interest, in my opinion, for themselves. Tell me I'm wrong. If all this is true, this alleged is true, he's not doing what's best for the fighter. Keeping them inactive and not utilizing all fight dates across the board with other promoters. That's not doing what's best for these dudes. When people think fighting less is the remedy and for longevity. No, the hell it ain't. Fighting less or sparring more is a terrible thing because you're gonna get hurt more likely in sparring than the actual fight. I kept trying to explain that to people time and time again, but nobody could really grasp the concept. Most of the people couldn't really grasp it. But now you really starting to see kind of why Al Heyman don't want to play ball. It's more than just disdain for De La Hoya, because him and De La Hoya worked on JoJo Diaz and Gary Russell. It's more than disdain. And now you see why guys like Gary Russell Jr., all right? Now you see why guys like Gary Russell Jr. is asking for the amount of money they're asking for. Everybody else around there is eating. Everybody else around there is eating real good. And Gary supposed to take pennies on the dollar compared. And I said that jokingly compared to some of them other fighters, y'all out y'all mind. This is why these dudes ain't unifying. This is why these dudes ain't going for Undisputed, because it's gonna hurt Al Heyman pockets. He the one that jumped the money up in the sport. He the one that allowed Eddie Hearn to jump the money up in the sport. Him. He allowed that crap to happen. And Deontay Wilder's career had to suffer running to Tyson Fury because you didn't want to pay him some money, some extra money that was in his contract. That's what it allegedly sounded like to me. That's what it sounded like to me. That's what it sounded like to me, big time. That's exactly what it sounded like to me. But I said before, that's exactly what it is. Write these contracts up and you can't cash the checks. These checks bouncing. So you got to maneuver these dudes around. And then it's a rumor that they getting paid. It ain't even a rumor. It came from the fighters. They getting paid once a month. Most of their money that don't go into the guarantee, they getting paid. They getting paid. That's getting paid on down the line on the quote unquote back end. Come on, it's deep stuff right here, man. But let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notification. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live. We drop a video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Come on, y'all getting exclusive content. All right. Hit the link tree. Check the link tree out. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, obviously, you can watch me live on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube. If you want to listen to the replay the next morning, I already uploaded, so it's gonna take a minute before I release it. So y'all can get to every platform. It's gonna be it's on Spotify every day, Anchor every day, Amazon Music every day, Google Podcasts. Now we on Radio Public, check that out. Stitcher, check that out. Hopefully, Apple iTunes is on the way, so it's all free to listen to. So make sure y'all go listen to the podcast and rate me or follow me, whatever they ask you to. Heart me the podcast, make it your favorite. And I have some exclusive content coming on there, so keep supporting it. And the further I can go. So appreciate y'all. Check out the Box News playlist, heavyweight playlist, Box Rumor playlist, excuse me, heavyweight playlist. Peace.